This video is about to get very surgical, so stay with me. But before we even get to the topic of the video, I just want to talk about my connection to Tupac Shakur, and I'm sure some of y'all can relate. Tupac Shakur was somebody who laid a blueprint for people who grew up without fathers, people who grew up without guidance, people who grew up in negative situations that, you know, would cause us to do things that we otherwise wouldn't do if in a great situation. And his music connected to me on that level where I felt like I was understood. I felt like I was seen, you know what I'm saying? So as far as my respect and love for Tupac, it goes beyond, you know what I'm saying, beyond the moons. But at the same time, it's not to hold him in this idol position where he's perfect and he doesn't make mistakes and he did everything right. But to really show him the love that Tupac Shakur deserves, we need to look at him for who he really was, the good, the bad, all of that. And that's what brings me to this video. I think that Tupac left us with a lot of regrets, okay? But I think there was one thing that Tupac left that he really regretted, and it shows in his music. It shows in everything. Now, to understand the regrets, we have to understand the motivations. We have to understand a bunch of other things. And that's what we're about to focus on right now. Right now, we're going to talk about the core essence of what makes Tupac different than a lot of other artists, especially at that time. And that was his genuine compassion for his community and people who looked like him and people who experienced the things that he went through. There's two types of people. There's a person who goes through those events and therefore they want to inflict that damage to people. They want to have other people experience those painful experiences, or the people who go through those things and so therefore they don't want anybody else to go through it. And if they got to go through it, they want them to know somebody's there. That's the type of person we're talking about here, okay? That's what's going to help you understand his regret.
I never wanted to be no star. This ain't my job. I don't care if everybody don't cheer for me. You know what I'm saying? If you're not cheering for me for what I'm doing, don't cheer for me. Don't cheer because you think I'm cute. You know what I'm saying? Screw that. Cheer for me for what I'm doing, for what I stand for. And when I go to jail, you should cheer louder. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm standing up for what I do. I'm not robbing nobody, not stealing from nobody. I never took nothing. Everything I do to represent my people. I do because I think this is what they want me to do.
He not lying. He even went as far as to create an entire doctrine in this thing called Thug Life. A lot of people don't even know, but the acronym is the hate you give little infants fucks everybody. This is basically a criticism of the world saying the positions that y'all put us in, the environment, the circumstance that y'all leave us in, y'all turn us into the very thing that you fear the most through doing that. And Thug Life was a lot of different things. It was street code. He was organizing the OGs in the penitentiary. He's organizing the people in the street. He's creating a code of ethics for all of these people. And then on top of that, he got songs like Keep Your Head Up and Brenda's Got a Baby that are dedicated to the black women in our community. So imagine some of the people that you down with in Thug Life, in this movement that's supposed to be about unity, are the same people that you believe set you up in Quad Studios. You know what I'm saying? And then when you make these songs that's dedicated to black women in the community and a black woman is the one that lied on you, you can only imagine the type of conflict that creates in somebody's mind.
Anybody that thinks I've committed that rape should go get Brenda's Got a Baby and Keep Your Head Up and listen to him thoroughly.
It was hard to imagine that you would do that.
It shouldn't be nothing it should not even be to me. I have no patience for anybody that doubts me. None at all. It's too hard out here. You know what I'm saying? If my people don't stand up for me, who is? I understand these white folks looking at me like that because they don't know me. They didn't hear Keep Your Head Up. That ain't no fluke. You know, Keep Your Head Up ain't no goddamn come up. I didn't do that to be smiling in my face to say, oh, he's cool. I did that from my heart. So that they do try to put a rape charge on me, my sisters can say he ain't about that. Now, if my sisters can't say that, you won't hear another Keep Your Head Up out my mouth.
So at this point, Tupac feels betrayed by his community and his friends. On top of being shot multiple times, now he's about to go do time in Rikers Island, bruh. And what makes this even crazier is the grape charge that they're putting on him wasn't even proved. They couldn't prove it. There was nothing. They couldn't find no DNA. They couldn't find anything. So all the bad press and what he ended up actually getting charged with was something different. So all the bad press did his damage, took everything from him, and then sent him to prison. And nothing like that was the power of propaganda. And that leads us to Tupac's biggest regret. Now you got to think about it. What is Tupac supposed to do? You in prison and you trying to move forward, but all the people out there, they're making fun of you on these blogs, they're making fun of you in magazines. People are taking this opportunity to try to trash your image. You can either stay in prison or go to death row. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, why wouldn't you go to death row? But the image that death row was trying to push was a very dangerous storm to be mixed with Tupac feeling vengeful about what happened in New York. And ultimately, I believe that Tupac took a lot of things to a place that I don't think he really wanted to take it to. A lot of crazy stuff was happening in this beef, and I don't think that that's who this Tupac Shakur is, if you see what I'm saying. Not to mention, every Tupac album got some powerful records on it that's uplifting about the black community, etc. You don't really get that on All Eyes on Me, bro. Like, it's really not. There's not really much of that on All Eyes on Me. Like, I get in some points he tried to sneak in some things in there, but overall, like, it's not there. It's nowhere to be found. And I love Tupac, bro, but this is real. It's nowhere to be found on this album. Now, the thing about Tupac is he prepared just in case he passed away. And he didn't want the image that he was putting out there to be the final memory of how we saw him. You know what I'm saying? And I think that he prepared by creating all those albums that would be released after his death. So much of the music that was released after his death sounded like he was speaking to future generations. And even in songs like Smile. Here's a message to the newborns waiting to breathe. You believe, then you can achieve. Just look at me. Like, you know the rest. In songs like Hold Your Head on the Don Illuminati, he's still speaking to future generations, giving them game, telling them what to do, the mistakes not to make. He's playing the father figure role for the people who grew up just like him. And that takes us back to the compassion, where Tupac doesn't want people to experience what he did. So he wanted the last memory of him to be things like this. Now, don't get me wrong, there's still gangster songs on these albums, like on Are You Still Down, but there's a lot of powerful songs on there as well. Even with Still I Rise, I wasn't alive when Tupac was alive, so this was my introduction to Tupac. So the image that I seen of him was somebody who deeply cared about people. I learned about his old stuff after that. So he succeeded in this mission. You see what I'm saying? Like, by speaking to future generations. And that shows you that there was guilt in what he was putting out there. You see what I'm saying? And I think he succeeded. I think he succeeded 100%. Like, Tupac was the core of that beef between Kendrick and Drake. And if Drake would have won, hip hop would have went a whole different direction. Tupac being at the center of that, the center of the inspiration for Kendrick Lamar to take off, is proof of his spirit and what he left behind. So much more than music. I think Tupac's biggest regret was allowing those situations to taint his heart and taint his overall picture for the people that he cared about. But he did a great job of cleaning that up as he passed. And if you love songs like Brenda's Got a Baby by Tupac, you're gonna love this live performance that I just posted on my YouTube. Check it out. I think you will love it. It's powerful, it's deep, it's a true story, and it comes from that same compassionate energy, you see? But thanks to everybody that like, comment, and subscribes. It shows so much love. I got so much love for y'all. I hope y'all enjoyed this video. You know what I'm saying? Have a great day.